Right now at 6, everyday batteries sparking dangerous fires.
You're not looking at something that once extinguishes is going to stop. It could reignite.
Then a strike looms in one district as students return in another.
I'm looking forward to doing the reading part of class because I love to read.
And after flames took everything,
there was nothing, absolutely nothing.
A community prepares for the next fire.
We are still in a fire zone, and there are still dangers that crop up.
Then later, Rivalry Week is here.
It's a big game because you're playing, a team in the top 10.
As underdogs take on the undefeated.
Yeah, it's not what it used to be.
Good evening. We begin with a live look from our Pioneer Courthouse Skycam. A comfortable 77 degrees in downtown Portland. But you know what? Don't put away those AC units just yet. Meteorologist Matt Sfino joins us now. Matt, summer not quite over.
No, we got a whole week left. Summer ends at 11/19 next Monday. So yes, we have a whole week, and it's going to feel like summer right on through the entire week. We're 76 degrees in Portland right now with a clear sky. Clear as it's been in a while, right? We topped out at 77 in Vancouver and Scappoose and Hillsborough. These temperatures all right about average for this time of the year. So really nothing remarkable about the sunshine and the temperatures that we had today. But notice the 82 down in Brookings, often an indicator that the rest of Western Oregon is about to warm up, and we are. Salem, beautiful and clear right now. You will be in the 80s tomorrow throughout the Willamette Valley. The coast is clear and will be in the 80s tomorrow. On the Cascades, you won't make the 80s, but you'll be in the 60s, maybe 70s, and you're going to see a strong east wind develop through the Cascade passes. It's already starting to happen out of the gorge. They're light, but east winds in the Dalles about 9-10 miles an hour, near 80 there right now. Humidity has really dropped off from the somewhat humid conditions we had for the last couple of weeks. So look for upper 80s tomorrow. It's not record territory, but it's getting close. Strong east winds, especially tomorrow morning, and the 80s out the coast. Again, some classically awesome September weather on the way, Christine.
Love the sound of that. Thank you, Matt. Let's talk about lithium-ion batteries for a moment, because investigators in Washington County say they are responsible for a late-night fire at a business. Celine Stevens is live where it happened in Tualatin. Celine, hope everyone's okay.
Christine, so luckily nobody was in the building when this fire broke out, which happened late Saturday night just before midnight. Now this business, Van Specialties, has been closed to customers all day long as a result of all this. Just before midnight Saturday, Tualatin Valley Fire and Rescue responded to a fire at Van Specialties. Heavy smoke pouring out of the building.
Yeah, we were able to confirm that it was the lithium-ion batteries that were being stored on a rack. They were near tools that were being charged.
Lithium-ion batteries, often found in electronics like phones, electric vehicles, and e-scooters, can pose a serious fire risk that's not always easy to put out.
So for us in the fire suppression world, it can be challenging because you're not looking at something that once extinguishes is going to stop. It could reignite.
The process is called thermal runaway, when a battery overheats, swells, and catches fire.
Yeah, so that's the process in which a battery starts to fail, and then you have ignition occur, becomes a fire problem. And so some indications of that are swelling.
If you notice the battery has swelled, Stephen Myers with Tualatin Valley Fire and Rescue says remove it and recycle it properly.
So that's a really important point, that these aren't just thrown in the trash, that they're recycled properly. You can work with local recycling agencies like Metro to properly dispose of it.
Myers says there's a few things you can do to try and keep yourself safe.
So what's really important is people understand that they're buying them from reputable places. They look for that swelling. And then the other part is don't leave them on the chargers beyond that, full charge.
Myers says protocol for things like building inspection with these batteries are still in the works, and they are doing what they can to learn more and ensure safety for everyone.
In our case, we have a task force that's looking specifically at what we can use, and we're testing those with our hazardous materials team to develop what's the best way to respond.
Now, if you ever experience one of these fires, due to the chemicals in these batteries that come out when they're on fire and just how quickly they grow, he says it's best to just call 911 and get out of the building. Back to you.
Appreciate the reminders on how to handle these lithium-ion batteries. Thank you so much, Celine. In tonight's other headlines, Oregon State Senate Republican leader Daniel Bonham is stepping down. Today, Bonham announced he'll resign from the Senate effective October 5th. He's backing Representative Christine Drazen to serve out the rest of his term. Meanwhile, Senate Republicans elected Senator Bruce Starr as their new leader. Bonham served in the Senate since 2023 and in the House before that, starting in 2017. Kaiser Permanente workers across Oregon and Southwest Washington are voting on whether to authorize a strike. The two sides have been bargaining for about 6 months now, but haven't reached a deal on a new contract. If approved, a strike could begin after September 30th. That's when the current contract expires. Union leaders say they're fighting for safe staffing levels, fair wages, and better patient care. In a statement, Kaiser says it's optimistic about reaching a fair agreement and that care will not be impacted during the strike vote. Governor Tina Kotek signed in 3 new laws today meant to protect Oregon consumers. The laws ban hidden online fees, remove medical debt from credit reports, and require clearer loan terms when buying a car. The governor says the laws will bring more fairness and transparency to everyday purchases. All 3 laws take effect next year. And take a look at what McMinnville police sent us. They say a driver accidentally slammed into a business on Friday. The driver was apparently pulling out of the parking lot next door and hit the gas while in reverse, ramming into the side of Go Forth Inspired. It's an addiction treatment center. One person inside was pinned between a desk and the wall. They were taken to the hospital and are expected to be okay. The driver also had minor injuries. In Clark County, the Vancouver School District and the union representing classified staff were back at the bargaining table today. Union members authorized a strike last week after the two sides failed to reach an agreement on a new contract. The union is pushing for better pay, working conditions, and training. The district says it's hopeful it can reach an agreement and avoid a strike. A strike date has not been set. Meanwhile, kids in Le Center went back to class this morning after a 1.5-week-long teacher strike came to an end. Thomas Schultz spoke to families outside of school this morning.
Well, here in Le Center, students are back in class after missing 8 of the first 12 days of school. They actually started the school year on time before a teacher strike after the first week of school. That was all resolved on Friday when teachers and the school district agreed to a new contract, ending 7 months of negotiations and the first strike in school district history. Le Center agreed to a cost of living adjustment and a cap on class sizes, which is really unusual. We rarely see school districts agree to class size caps because it's exorbitantly expensive. Still, teachers and district officials are relieved to finally have the strike behind them.
It's a big relief to be done. We were ready to go further, but it's a relief to be done, yeah.
I am ecstatic to have it behind us and be able to get kids back. It's the lifeblood of our school. Students and families that come together to help grow brain cells, and that's what it's all about.
And with school starting back, students and parents also relieved to get back in class.
I'm looking forward to doing the reading part of class because I love to read.
I'm excited to get back into school. You know, it's important for him to being here, and honestly, you know, it helps with work. We don't have to find childcare and stuff like that. So him being back at school again is great, and get back here with the teachers and his classmates.
So the big question remaining here in Le Center, what about those 8 days missed? Are those going to be made up? Well, we asked the superintendent that exact question, and he says those 8 days will be made up. It's not known yet when that'll happen. He says that'll be decided at the next school board meeting on September 23rd. In Le Center, Thomas Schultz, KGW News.